Alright guys, today we definitely have something different for the channel. I haven't done a Lego video on the channel. So these are the Formula One Lego blind boxes. Now these really aren't blind boxes. If you scan the QRs, you can figure out what they are. You just gotta download the little scanner apps. So this is a 12 car set. I'm gonna put them together, let you guys check them out and see what they look like. I did cheat, like I said. I downloaded a scanner app, so I have all 12. But I only bought these 12. I did not buy extra ones to keep sealed. I actually kind of sort of organized them for whoever comes behind me, so you don't have to hunt as much. Good Lord, look at all the little baby pieces. Alright, so there's all the little baby pieces. And this is probably, kind of looks like a Williams car. There's your poster. As you can see, there is some brandings. You got the Mercedes branding, got the Ferrari branding, McLaren, Aston, Alpine, Williams has branding. You do have the Formula One, you have the Formula One Academy, Sauber has branding, Haas has branding, and at VCarb. So this looks like it's going to be VCarb. They do not have any form of stickers. So we're going to have to we don't have to worry about dealing with that. That's a win for us. The stickers on the bigger cars are a bit of pain in the butt, to be realistic with you. But yeah, let's get to work. Let's take a look here. That's not good. We're going to have to get down and get that back. That would be one of the tires just rolled underneath the desk. Uno momento. And it's back. Sorry about that. That is my fault. Definitely should have paid more attention to what I was doing there. Alright. I think I messed that up already anyways. Let's see here. That is the front, that is the rear. And we got these going here. Super excited that F1 has made an appearance, in mainstream with stuff such as Legos. Seeing where Disney is partnering up with them for next year. Don't really know what that's going to consist of. They did do, this was a while ago, they did do a collab with Star Wars, where the Vader, no, it was the Stormtroopers were the pit crew for Red Bull. That's a cool collab. And looks like this is going to go here. Now these do not have the drivers. Wow. The drivers do not have any form of facial expressions, and the visors are non-removable in these too. So that's also something that's good / bad, depending on how you look at it. And this will go on the front wing. And this right here. These are actually pretty decent size. I was expecting them to be smaller. They're actually large compared to what they portrayed there. And let's see. Well, that's completely completely ass backwards from the picture there, but alright. So we go red to, supposed to be a gray one there. I do not see a gray one, I see white. I guess that's the color it's going to be. Let's see. Yep. That's what I thought. The instructions on that part is backwards. Don't know. Oh, it's upside down. That's why it's like that. Copy. I understand now. I understand. And this goes here. And we have the halo that we have to assemble. And this goes on the head post. It should sit in there like so. And we'll put our halo on. And let's get all these wheels and tires put together. Looks like you're going to have the same size wheels and tires all the way around with no branding. Now the bigger ones do have the hards and softs and all the different compounds. These do not, so you do lose a little bit of that, but these are also, you know, a quarter of the price, 1/5 of the price. What I pay $4.97 at the local Walmart for each of these. And forgot to put the wing on. Definitely don't want to forget to do that. Looks like it just sits on there. And that right there is your V-carb. The Red Bull and the V-carb do not have any form of branding on them, which is kind of odd to me. I feel like, especially Red Bull, maybe not the V-carb. Then you got a couple extra pieces. Maybe not the V-carb, but I feel like the Red Bull you definitely want to. That should be the Sauber or the Aston. John Deere green color. Let's see if we can find the front. That would be the Aston. Alright. So, let's go ahead and throw these in there. Fernando driving a tractor. He's picked it up here lately though. Starting to qualify very well. Had Max helping him, give him a tow there a couple weeks ago. Nice to see those two being able to work together. Where's the helmet? And the post. Now they are a little off on the green color for the Aston. That truly is like a John Deere green style. Not exact. Put that one on backwards. And where did the other one go here? Get the side pods on. And if you have fat fingers such as myself, it does take you a little bit of effort to do these. But overall, not anything crazy hard to do. Definitely capable of a child or anybody that has normal motor skills should be capable of doing these. in a decent fashion. After you put the first one together, they look like they're all gonna go together the same way. I already see a bunch of mess ups I had on the V-carb that I'm gonna go back and fix as soon as I get done with putting this Aston together. And yeah, get it together and fix it. Hopefully get you guys the whole set. This will be kind of a longer video. Might go in and time lapse some of the builds. If I do that, you're just going to hear music. I'm not going to go back over and do a voiceover or nothing crazy. Let's see. This was this. This. Now the Aston does have multiple pieces of branding, so that's cool to see. There we go. Much better. Looks substantially better than the V-carb that I've messed up on. So let's go back and fix the V-carb here. Gotta get the wing on right. Looks like Liam's driving this. Liam Lawson is driving this thing right now with as jacked up as it looks. Fix the side pods. There, whoop, popped right off. And he wrecked again. It's been a theme this year for Liam. Alright, and there's Aston and the V-carb. Super cool little... They're about the size of a Hot Wheels, honestly. Not a bad little thing for $5, especially if you have littles that you're trying to get into the sport. These would probably be a cool thing. I definitely suggest the scanner app, especially if your little does have a favorite team, or if you're buying them for an adult that has a favorite team. Having the scanner app will make your life substantially easier. Didn't realize how much easier that scanner app would make everything, but upon using it, I realized that is the only way to ever buy minis again. Anything that has the QR codes on the bottom, you are capable of scanning, and like I said, that makes your life tremendously easier. I learned my lesson from buying grab bags and whatnot. I will probably never do that again. I'll just go to Walmart and scan away until I find what I want. Now, I'm not saying the people on the whatnot are pre-scanning, because you know most of those are coming from sealed cases whenever I've been in those, but still, I'd rather be able to control what I get versus not being able to control what I get. So this way I know I got what I wanted. Now the only new F1 mainstream stuff that I have not been able to find without paying some ungodly price is the mainline Hot Wheels. Everybody wants an arm and a leg for them, and I can't justify paying an arm and a leg for mainline Hot Wheels that are new. You know, if it's vintage or something of the sort, that's one thing. I can justify that in my mind. I, however, cannot justify dropping $10, $15 a piece on mainlines that aren't chases. And I guess they technically are a chase, but they're not at the same time. They are literally a mainline that someone has put a premium on, because, well, they are what they are. It's F1. Everything for F1 is ungodly expensive, because, well, it's one of those things. That lay there, it's starting to scratch me. And yeah, So rather than pay that ungodly price that everybody seems to want to put on those, I refuse to do it, and I won't. I will just wait, and eventually something will happen, and one will come up. I'll be able to get it for, a set will pop up at the store, and I'll be able to grab it and have my set. Until then, I will not pay the scout prices. I can't do it. I don't pay scout prices for Pokemon. I'm not gonna pay scout prices for Hot Wheels. You know what I mean? And there's a sick Williams. That's a cool one. I'm glad Williams did do the licensing deal with them. They are sponsored by Energizer, so I assume they would. Super cool. I like the helmets. Alright, so there's 3. 9 to go. Lots of little fiddly bits in these. I'm trying to do this without making too big of a mess here. This is the Haas. It's pretty easy to pick them out, obviously. The only American team on the grid for only one more year. Then we get Andretti / Cadillac, whatever they want to call themselves. We all know it's Andretti. Super excited to see what they can do. Pretty stoked, honestly. Would like to see Checo finally be announced as a driver. I guess they're gonna wait till silly season to make their driver announcements, and that kind of sucks that they're waiting so long. But it doesn't look like Colton Herta is going to have the super license points unless something crazy happens in the next short little bit. So we're not going to see Colton. Obviously, they're not going to go get Logan just to make an American in the team. Palau has done shot down the idea of him going to F1, even though he's basically dominating IndyCar. So with I really don't know. I mean, McLaren has Pato O'Ward as a reserve driver, kind of, sort of. So I mean, they could try to think of Pato, but I don't think he's going to leave McLaren to go to Cadillac. But I mean, I guess anything's possible at this point. Really curious how it all ends up playing out. I want to see him do well, truthfully, because an American team on the grid is a big win for us as a group of fans. I want to see them do well, though. Just because you're on the grid does not mean you're going to do well. Just ask Logan Sargent. Logan, they kind of poo-pooed on Logan. Once again, he was, one of these things is not like the other situation. Being the only American on the grid, knowing that all these people aren't huge fans of us, is not always the best of situations. That is probably the Red Bull, if I had to guess. Let's see, there's the wing. And now at this point, I've done put enough of these together. I'm not going by the instructions anymore. I'm going by my instructions. That's the wing. So this is the Red Bull, confirmed. They said you had an opportunity there. I don't know why Red Bull would choose not to license themselves out. I know there's a small brick company that puts out Lego type things that's unlicensed, and they look like Legos, but they're not Legos, and we can't call them Legos, that kind of stuff. But to me, if you have the opportunity to get your items and your brand in front of other people, I feel like that would be crucial to grow your brand. I mean, it is Red Bull, and most people do know what Red Bull is, but who wouldn't want the children's to be playing with the Red Bulls, you know? If you get it in the kids' face, obviously you're going to sell more, because then the kids will enjoy it. And then you got the do Max Verstappen, do. You know, you got the theme song there for Max. Everybody loves Max. So the man's got his own damn theme song. But for real, I just don't understand. I could kind of sort of get the V-Carb one because it's Visa. You know, probably shouldn't put that in front of a kid's face. Just saying. But in the grand scheme of things, I don't grasp the concept there. And I got the top-down video going on for you guys. I know it's not the best of quality, and it's probably not the closest, and I'm trying to figure it out as we go. I'm not building in the center and all kinds of dumb stuff. But yeah, just thought I'd try something different, and with this, it gave me an opportunity to try it. There is a chance that I do start doing some custom Hot Wheels builds on here, just to kind of show something. I'm not a professional at it, obviously, and I won't be a professional at it, but just to show you my journey into that world and trying that out. It's something I've always found a little interesting. So I figure if I can get this figured out, there's Max Verstappen. Cool car. Just sucks it ain't got any branding. But, you know, we'll figure it out. But yeah, I figured I'd do the overhead. I know it's not zoomed in quite enough to really get the full effects there. As the channel grows, we'll figure it out a little bit better. I just didn't want to. I don't really want to go in and edit all these settings while I'm in the process of doing it. You know, this is something that I wanted to do for fun, and I just figured I'd go ahead and let you guys come along and hang out and watch these get built and see what you think of them. I think they're pretty cool, though. This is going to be the Sauber. Let's see this one. Oh, there's the Sauber logo. Soon to be Audi logo. Lots going on in the world of F1 now, with the teams changing and all that. It's a new world, and you can tell there's a lot of old heads. It's in the Formula One world that is not excited about all the changes that are taking place, and honestly, they're kind of pissed off about all the changes. And you know, I don't want to be one of those people that talk about the gatekeeping, but when I was a kid, we never watched Formula One. We stuck with NASCAR, you know, because let's be real, it's gonna sound racist, but those people talk like us. We've all seen Talladega Nights with the peanut butter in the mouth, and you know, that's what we all think about. You know what I mean? And it's one of those things. But now that I'm an adult and I can actually sit here and watch these, and I have a concept of what's going on the track, it's fun to watch this. I would have loved to watch this when I was a kid. I would have enjoyed it, but it's yeah, you're watching cars now just blazing down the road, racing on street courses. I mean, take Miami for example. Miami, hell, they race around the football stadium. That's cool as crap. Out there, you can be driving by on, I think it's I-95. It goes right by the stadium, and you could look out on I-95 and you could see damn cars driving around at almost 200 miles an hour out there. How cool is that? You know, what's the odds of you being able to do that with NASCAR? Zero is your odds. So to Uh-oh, there it is. It's not good to be building this on a black mat with all these black parts. You know what I mean? But whatever. Yeah. Wish I would have discovered this a long time ago. I knew of it, I just never watched it. Like I said, we've all seen Talladega Nights by this point, and that's kind of the way it was looked at, you know. Got these foreign people driving around in these fast cars, and they're better than us, and yada yada yada. And now you go back and watch it, or you sit down and think about it, and truthfully, you know, they're really good drivers. I can't say that any of them is better than anybody in NASCAR, but and I can't say any NASCAR driver is better than any of them. They're all good at what they do. You know, Larson doing the double, trying to do doubles, whatever. It's the Formula Academy. Now, for those of you that don't know, Formula Academy is a women's training league, I guess is what you could call it, for Formula drivers. Never watched a race. I think if you subscribe to the F1 app, you do have access to it. So those of you that do subscribe to the F1 app, I would take advantage of it. That's the best part about the app, is all the different things that you actually get access to. No, that's Alpine. I was wrong. This is the Alpine. Damn. I should have looked at the wing before I said anything. Now I look like a dum-dum. These cars keep bumping me right here. Gotta get them out of my way. There we go. But building these, puts me in a different perspective, because I gotta sit here and find a comfortable way to build them. I got two cameras going. One being my phone and one being my webcam here, right over top of my head. And trying to make sure that you guys can see everything that's going on with them. Makes it a little bit more difficult. Oops. Come on now. Ah, crap. Well, here's what we'll do. We'll take this. And this. And this. And we'll put this on there. Go ahead and grab that. Now, I do have some Gundams that I'm going to put together. It'll be an experience for you and me, because I've never built a Gundam. I've built Warhammer models. So my thought process is, if I can build a Warhammer model, I can build a Gundam. So we're going to try to do that eventually. Just to try to differentiate the channel here and live up to the name. We're called the Hobbies. So let's be hobbies. There's not a whole lot of hobbies that... Oh, this has got two different color wheels. That's cool. I did it right anyways. That's actually really cool that they did that. Sorry, started digressing there. And the fact that I call myself the Hobbies and only have cards kind of bothers me. So I want to differentiate myself and show that we are more than cards. Everybody always asks me all the time, how are you the Hobbies when all I see is cards? Well, guess what? You're going to see more than just cards. Whether you like it or not, you're going to have more than just cards on this channel and on the other platforms. Like I said, I am going to probably do a video at some point doing Hot Wheels / diecast modding. Once I figure out how I'm going to do it and what I'm going to do with it. There is a lot to that. You have a lot of different options that you can do. The big thing is, are you just going to do wheel swaps? You're going to do paint. You're going to take out the tampos. All this different things. That's cool. The Alpine car is probably, so far out of the ones I've built, that is number 7. That is probably the most unique one, which it was going to be anyways, because Alpine is a unique team. Most people don't have pink as their primary color, you know, especially in a sports league like that. I see silver. This is going to be the Silver Arrows. Alright. Man, we got parts going everywhere out of that one. Alright. Silver Arrow time here for all your Mercedes folks. Mr. George Russell, Mr. Kimi Antonelli, formerly Mr. Lewis Hamilton. My favorite part of Mercedes is Toto. Like, truly, I really like Toto. And here's why. Let me explain myself. Where's my other tire? Yeah. That's no good. I'm missing a tire and a wheel. Not good at all. It's not in the box. It did not roll away. Oh, there's the wheel. I found the wheel. Maybe I'll find the tire here shortly. Oh, there it is. Rolled underneath the camera stand. But my favorite part about Mercedes is Toto Wolff, okay? So hear me out. Toto Wolff is the best Bond villain ever to exist. And I mean that with the utmost respect. When you see Toto sitting in a paddock or on the pit wall and you see him sitting there with the headset on, he just looks like a Bond villain. And he looks like he's there to win every race. And you're waiting on him to literally win every race. Because Bond, James Bond, villain. And I think that's cool. And that always, since I got into F1, that has attracted me to Mercedes because of the Bond villain. You know, I really like George. I think George is a cool dude. Kimi, I'm super excited for Kimi. I think Kimi is just what the sport needs. He's down to earth. Doesn't seem too full of himself. I think that's a great thing to help fans get into the sport. I think this whole rookie class, honestly, is really good and can do some cool things. But in the grand scheme of things, you know, Kimi's got the best chance for success because clearly he's got the best team. And I'm definitely not mad at the fact he's got the best team. And everybody thought they were just going to fall off with Lewis leaving. But you got reliable man and George Russell, who's the tire whisperer after Spa and Monaco last year. And, you know, he got robbed at Spa. He can't help it that he ain't allowed to do a cool-down lap. If he'd done a cool-down lap, he'd picked up that kilogram, guys. And he would have won that one. Everybody knows if he could have done that cool-down lap, Mercedes wins that race. Well, George wins it. Mercedes still won it, but cool car. Just wish they'd had Mercedes back here, or the arrows on there. But nonetheless, not bad for $5. We're on our last stack here. The last 4-pack. Can't even see any colors on that one. This is the Formula One Academy. Like I said, I have not watched any of the F1 Academy racing, so can't speak to if it's good racing, bad racing, but I'm sure it's not bad racing. Let's just put it that way. I'm sure these young ladies are probably top of the top and do magical things out there on the track. It's kind of weird though. I mean, why you gave them their own league, but I get it. The opportunities for women in kart racing is really not that high. And that's probably why we don't see a whole lot of them. but this gives them an opportunity, and I hope they all take utmost advantage of it, because you should. When you get given an opportunity such as that, you should 110% take advantage of that opportunity. Get these wheels on. I find it easier to put the tires on once the wheels are already on the cars. Like I said, this at this point is no longer about their instructions. It is about my instructions. What can the bearded man do? Oop. Gotta get the wing on. This is a cool car. This is as cool as the Alpine. Wish they would have done some form of logo here to make it pop a little bit, but you know, we'll take it. Take it as it is. Curious about the 70th. F1 car. And that piece. Let's put this in there. Uh-oh. Dadgummit. That was them fat fingers again. I really do like the halos on these too. The halos are really nice. It's a nice little added touch for a $5 toy, you know. You don't see this a whole lot. Oh no, it went too far down. Nope. Yep, come on there. And that. Cool little car, got the Academy badge on it. Very nice. Slide these back up. Alright, so what are we missing here? We're missing Ferrari, McLaren, and the Formula One car. Let's see what we got here. And we got Ferrari, I believe. Nope. That's going to be the F1 car. Now, I will tell you from... damn. Dropped another one. That one hit my foot. I'll have to get down and find that one after the video. I will say that... man, that box went everywhere. When I was searching for these, even with the app, the hardest ones to find were the McLaren and the Ferrari. They were by far the hardest to find. It was not even remotely close. What in the world? There it is. It was not even remotely close on what was the hardest ones to find. It was actually fairly easy to say which ones. I went through 2 whole rows. These come in a little shipper, and they just put it on an end cap. For those of you that don't know, that's the end section of an aisle. I worked a lot of retail in my past. So they put these on the end cap on a little side pod there, and I just started scanning, and like literally my first 6 or 8, I found no duplicates, and I was like, oh, this is cool. These are literally going to be the easiest things in the world to get the whole set of. Let's go scan 12, 14 cars. You know, I expect to have a couple dupes once you get towards the end. But, yeah, I had a lot more than a couple. Once I got to needing, you know, just like 3 or 4 cars, I started scanning whole sections and was still getting all repeats. So, I'm not 100% sure if it's necessarily they're short printed in the boxes, because once I found all 12, I just stopped. I didn't scan no more. I have no need to scan more. I'm not scalping them. I'm not selling them. These are for me, for my own displays, and yeah. So that's where I went with it. But in the grand scheme of things, I don't want to sit there and scan a whole shipper's worth if I don't have to. So, from my experience, that is your short printed ones. Now, in your shipper, oops, bumped the camera there. Your shipper, the Ferrari and McLarens might be the easy ones to get, and the Mercedes and this one might be the hard ones to get. Who knows? I just know from my experience, and that is all that I can speak on is my experiences. The McLaren and the Ferraris were the two hard ones. I'll get that tire out in a little bit, but it looks really cool. It's got the F1 logo there, F1 logo there. I wish they would have done the F1 logo or the F1 Academy logo on the front of the F1 Academy car, but they did not. Alright, so got these two left. What we're going to do here, we're going to set the grid up. There we go. All right. So, which is this going to be? Do we see papaya? We just see black. All right. Unsure here. Hopefully the scanner app is not wrong. There's the papaya. That's going to be the McLaren in this one. Should just play the F1 theme song whenever I post this video for 30 plus minutes. Ooh, about lost it again. Can't be losing stuff now. Super excited though for this year. This year's been a hell of a racing year so far. I think McLaren, speaking of McLaren, I think they've already made their pick of their team leader. I don't think it's going to end up being Lando, because eventually you're going to have to pick a team leader. You're not going to be able to go by what's on that particular race. You're going to have to go by what you need to win a championship. And yep, at some point it's going to come down to that. And I think they're crazy if they take Lando over Oscar. I think you have to take Oscar. From a team perspective, you have to. And here's my logic behind it. Oscar A is a Kiwi, so for promotional purposes, he's going to help you with money because he's the only one on the grid. Or two, I guess, is Liam Lawson. I'm not sure if him and Liam's from the same place. But even if Liam is from the same place, it still gives you, I think Liam's New Zealand. And Oscar is the only Australian on the thing, because Danny Rick ain't there. Now if Danny Rick was still there, you could say, okay, we can stick with Lando. But for a money standpoint, Oscar is the way to go. Also, in that same token, Oscar acts like he's been there before. When he wins, it's not like a new thing, you know what I mean? He acts like he's been there before. And to me, as a team that has made as many mental errors as any team on the grid in the past couple years, I personally would prefer to have that guy that's been there, or acts like he's been there at least, so that I don't have any kind of issues. And I feel like Oscar, that's a cool car. That is a cool, sick car. I feel like Oscar, it has the killer in him. I think he could be your Kobe Bryant. Right now, you're Kobe Bryant on the grid, or Michael Jordan, whichever one you want to call it. I guess you'd have to go Kobe because of the new generation. That is definitely Max, because Max does not care. Max just wants to win. Regardless, he wants to win. And that puts him in that Kobe category, because he doesn't care if he has friends. He doesn't care if he has enemies. He just goes out there to win. There should be the Ferrari one. Yep. So, for me, Oscar is where I would put my eggs if I was McLaren. Do I think McLaren's going to do that? No. I think McLaren is going to stick with what they know and who they've had longer, which is Lando. They're going to stick with the British aspect, which also justifies you keeping Lando around. And I think that's how they're going to play the game. They're going to play it as Lando is their number one, even though they consistently say they have no number one driver. They have two number ones. Well, funny thing is, you're not going to be able to win anything but a Constructors with two number ones. Now, if that's all you're worried about, that's cool. But your drivers clearly are worried about a driver's championship as well. So having two number ones is going to hurt you, because team orders. Team orders, this is the thing that's been so hard for me to understand with F1, is team orders. Like, you have to give up your passing. You have to give up your spot. NASCAR, if you ain't first, you're last. Ricky Bobby. But with F1, it ain't if you're first, you're last. It's if your team ain't first. And they always worry about the team. And the team will eventually prioritize somebody. And that person will be your team leader. And you're going to have to pick. Every team has a team leader. You're not going to be able to make it happen for very long in today's climate. Now, in the past, you would have been able to. But we're not in the past no more. Just ask these guys. We're not in the past. We are in the 21st century. And, yeah, everybody has social media. Everybody's got an opinion. Yada, yada, yada. So, you have to keep that in mind of what you're doing. Alright, guys. I have all kinds of extra pieces. Alright. The grid is complete. So, let's go through these cars. So, we're going to start here with the two F1 cars. Like I said, I got a tire for this one. It's underneath my desk. This is the F1 car. It's branded F1. It's cool. Really like it. The helmet looks cool on it. The whole build looks nice on that. Our next car in this, I got a beard hair on that. We got the F1 Academy. It's a super sick car. Really, let's see if we can. Really cool. Really like it. Wheels are really good on these. Be cool to see how they race on a Hot Wheels track, since they're about the same size. Next, we have the Alpine. Very well branded. Got branding on the front and back. Super cool with the two different color wheels. Then we have our Sauber. Kick Sauber, whatever you want to call it. Steak. Oh, I forgot to put the side panels on there. Oh, about lost another piece. I'm glad we did a little recap here, because here I am, I'm leaving pieces out. Let's see, is that right? Or are we supposed to have black? Let's see. kick is supposed to be black. Alright. So let's throw our black side pods on. Messed up on that one. See, that's why we're doing this recap, guys. You know, not perfect. I will screw stuff up. Well, there we go. Now we have the side pods on. Ain't gonna go very far. It's gonna run like a normal Sauber does. Straight to the back. Alright, right here we got the V-carb. There is absolutely no branding on the V-carb. None. The reason you know it's a V-carb is because look at the colors. Next up we have the Williams, which is really cool. It's got the Energizer battery there is what I'm going to say why they went with that color choice. But you got the Williams branding on there and there. Good color choice, good colorway. Very nice. Next up we got the Aston Martin. Very nice. Got Aston front and back. Got the cool matching wheels and tires. Even the visor there gives you the different color driver. Alright, next up, tires off on that one. We got the Haas, yet again, front, back. Very well done. Colors, simple color scheme for the Haas's anyways. Now we got the Red Bull. This is lackluster. Not happy with this rendition at all. No logos, no nothing. Kind of a letdown from Red Bull, honestly. Then we got the Silver Arrow here, the Mercedes. You got the logo on the front, nothing on the wing glow for some reason. Odd on that. But overall, cool car. Very nice. Got the little splash of color there for the motor vent. And then we go to the Papaya. So with the Papaya rules here, we got McLaren on the front, McLaren on the rear. Nice side pods, wheels to match. Very cool. And then we got the Scuderia. Ferrari themselves. Got the logo here and logo here. That's the part that bothers me with Mercedes, is you didn't put the logo on the back, but you put it on the front. Why not put it on the back? Ferrari did. Ferrari is more important than probably every other team that you see out here. Williams being the other legacy team that you see out there right now, I do believe. Yeah, so for you to not put the logo on the back is kind of a lackluster thing. It's like Red Bull not putting any logos on either car that they own. It's kind of crazy. But yeah, guys, these $497 a piece. That's the whole set of 12 there. Let's slide them over a little bit. That's the whole set of 12. Here's a poster for the overhead cam to look at. That's all 12 of them. Simple instructions, not a whole lot of pieces as y'all seen. It says don't let nobody under 3 do it because you could choke. Don't choke. Don't let your 3-year-olds do this. But yeah, cool cars. I hope you guys liked the video. Be sure to check out our other videos on the channel. Hit that little bell to be notified when we post anything. Going to try to go live here eventually on these. Also, check out the Facebook and Instagram. We post reels twice a week. You will see some F1 stuff on there. You'll see IndyCar. You'll see NASCAR. You'll see basically everything. If it's got a card, you'll probably see it on there. But we post on Sundays and Thursdays on the YouTube, and Saturdays and Wednesdays on the Facebook and Instagram. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Sorry for how long it was. Just wanted to make sure everybody got to see every one of the teams on the grid. Have a good night.